You. I probably should have. Here we go.
We're live. Welcome to another episode of
We're
Well
live.
Gangsta.
Well,
We're
this
up in here with the community hero.
hey, everybody better know
So we're in
that.
here today, and it's all about Miss Brown and what she's got going on. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to figure out what she got going on so we can figure out how we gonna support her. She always supporting everybody. It's time to turn the tables a little bit, you know.
How cool! How cool!
So welcome to another episode today. You know, I'm your co-host today. You know what I'm saying? You running things today, so I'm gonna sit back. You know, you tell us why we here. Tell us all about liberation now. You got the floor, and then whenever I feel like you need me to jump in or something like that, I'm gonna just sit back and let you do your presentation about what's liberation now, what's the mission behind it, what's the vision behind it, and how can the community help you help them.
Okay, now it's kind of weird. I'm sharing, so I can only see like my presentation right now. Let me see if I can find the audience. I got to turn my phone down. I did do my sharing. Hold on just a second. Yeah, no, I don't know where I'm. No, it could happen. Hold on. Watch this. Hey, there we are. Now, I don't know what's going to happen after this. I made my way back here, but I may have to flip back to the regular screen. But thank you, Tony, for just knowing that, for just knowing my heart that all I want to do is to help people and to help our people specifically because we're the ones that need the most help. Yes, shout out Nilly Fuller. And so with that being said, within the presentation I'll do tonight, you'll learn my why. We get into, what's really happening on the ground when you take such a journey. It says the hero's journey, and most times the hero's journey is faced when you find that yourself in a pinch. You've messed up bad. You've gotten that diagnosis. You're in a place, that thing they say you got to hit rock bottom before you start really battling back and saying, hey, I'm on a journey, and that journey is going to take me to a place where I can be a hero because I'm going to learn through the journey and be able to go back and give what I've learned to my people. So a hero's journey is inspired by a true hero of mine who wrote the book, A Hero's Journey, and that was about health. This is about financial solutions. As you say, as we always know, and what you say, Tony, is we got to be able to feed, clothe, house ourselves, employ ourselves, and protect ourselves. Well, you know what? What I've realized is that without some financial solutions, and you helped me recognize that too, because I just kind of, money was money. You needed it for what you needed it for, but I never really understand the power and the impact of having and not having until I went into the financial industry. And so that's what that is about. So financial solutions, any type of solutions, whatever is going on, it is crucial that we answer those problems. And I think when we answer the problems that face us financially, it will take care of some problems that face us in other areas. So that's what that's about. And I can give like many examples of that. So the hero's journey. And thank you.
Oh yeah. So like I said, I'm gonna let you go through the PowerPoint. But okay. what inspired the liberation now? Is this something you've been having in the back of your head, or it just came up to you? Like, tell us what inspired the name.
Awesome. So my LLC is Liberation Now because I look back over my life, and throughout my life, it is tied very much to my race. It is tied very much to the liberation of a group of people who have been oppressed. And so liberation, all my life, I fought for freedom. I fought for people to have better opportunities. I fought for, and matter of fact, I would almost identify my mindset as one that was always in a struggle, always feeling like I have to overcome something. And so with that being said, liberation now. Hey, let's get this liberation now. I don't want to struggle anymore. I don't want to see people struggling anymore. I want the opportunities, the information. I want access to what everybody else had access to. And then I want to be able to build and do for myself, and then I want my people to be in a different position than than what we have been. So liberation now is more like I look back over my life and I say, you know what? Whatever this LLC is to do, it is to be about liberation. So with liberation now, it doesn't lock me into one thing. Shout out to Hussein Abdullah. I am doing investment, with him. I work with a lot of different people in a lot of different areas, but the theme is that we have to find a level of liberation. We got to help those who are trapped. Our young people, our old people. It's really neither here nor there, but what do we need to do to get ourselves free where we're able to do the things that we want to do in a way that is uplifting for us all. So all right. But yeah, that's what liberation now. Good question.
Because I love the name, and like I say, stuff, everything that I say is more than just a company. I know this is an LLC, but even before you made this into an LLC, this was a lifestyle for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier to run a business or get an LLC or try to build a company when it's already your lifestyle. It's already who you are before the business, before the LLC. You was already liberation now, So
yes.
So,
yes, I didn't have a name for it, and those letters behind it. But you're exactly right. It's important to me.
I love it, and it matches you. So, hey, you got the floor. Go ahead and go walk us through your PowerPoint that you presented us.
Let me see. So I didn't stop sharing. I went to. Let me see where I'm at. Where maybe I can do from here. Yeah, moved over there, huh? Go back here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm here and I need this presentation to move. Okay, there we go. You can see the full screen now. Tony, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. So what do you see? Do you see the big screen with the hero's journey?
Yeah, I see that big smile of yours, say hero's journey financial solutions.
Yes. So this is just real. This is what a community hero looks like. Yeah. So I am a life insurance agent, and people who work in finance, people who work for other people, and for the collective, you are heroes. And so with my journey, I wanted to take the opportunity to truly share what my journey is, my why. Well, I was invited to a presentation by a very dear friend of mine. And in that presentation, I learned things that I did not know. But the biggest thing that I learned was I was wrong. I retired the wrong way. I'm paying taxes out of my retirement. I don't have enough money really to be saved up to retire. I had the wrong insurance. I have insurance that will expire in 10 years, and I plan to live at least another 40. So that's a problem. And then I was in the wrong position. I was in the wrong position to help my community. I couldn't help in the financial condition that I was in. So that's my why. I saw this presentation. I saw an opportunity, not just to help me out of my situation, but what I said is that I didn't want anyone else to find themselves where I was without the knowledge, the information, the resources, and the opportunity to make a difference and a change. I was a little bit upset that no one had shared all of this information with me before. And I said that wasn't going to happen. So this is what I am, and this is my why. My mission is that no one out there under the age of 61 will show up at 61 and be all wrong. Okay, we're gonna get it right. So that's my why. My mission is to help people not be where I was, and just taking a look in the mirror. Hey, something has to happen, and you can do it. Now, along the way, there are some crushing realities as the journey began. Okay, I learned that selling. I always knew I wasn't a salesperson, but I just thought this information is what everybody needs and everybody will get it, and it would not, be such a tough time with getting people to understand the importance of getting your financial house in order, taking financial literacy classes that are free, with purchasing whatever product you need to get out of the situation that you're in, or at least taking advantage of them. So that was a crushing reality when I started. Oh my. And I can tell you there's no manual. it deals with who you are, whether or not, and what you believe, and your why, and how strong it is. So as the journey began, it began to show me that my why has to be super, super strong. And then recruitment. Now you think, wow, it's a lot of people out here, and we can make some money. When I first saw the presentation, and there was some illustrations, and I saw how much money people could make in this industry. Wow, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't make in 1 year what is possible in 1 month in this business, in this industry, and selling insurance or financial products. And I'm like, well, why didn't anybody tell me? And what's so cool about it is that you don't have to stop what you're doing. You can do both at the same time. A lot of people that I highly respect, I learned that they utilized this opportunity before, and they did it when they were in college, when they were young. And so it's really, the recruitment piece for me, I was excited about that, being able to bring an economic opportunity to my community, to people who need it. And so recruitment proves to be pretty tough. And then the alienation. Oh my, you go into business and then people think, oh, she just want to sell me something. Oh, I'm voiding her, or what they say now, ghosting or whatever. And so the alienation is a lonely little journey sometimes. Yeah. But again, it just strengthens my why. Along the way, the learning curve. Now, as an educator, the learning curve was cool. I was learning a new industry. I needed to know who the insurers were. I needed to know what type of company it was. I needed to know their ratings. I needed to know their products. I needed to know how their products were different. And then if I wanted to offer their products to somebody, I had to learn the processes. And so what this reminds me of the learning curve is that if you want to be really great at what you do, you're going to take the time to learn everything you need to know so that you can be the best you can be at doing what you do. And so with the learning curve, I was kind of okay with it, because why? I didn't come into this business for me. I came into this business for us. And if I'm doing it for us, I can't do it like I'm doing it for me. I might not do it as well. But if I'm doing something for somebody else, I'm going to make sure that it is spot on spot. And so with the learning curve, I thought about it. I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to get all this information and learn it really quickly and be able to just turn it right around. But it's not that way. It's like getting a university degree. You learn and learn and learn, and it's not overnight. And so that's been a part of my journey. If someone wanted to come into the industry, you really, really, really need somebody who matches your value system, somebody who, if you're the type of person that's like, oh, yeah, learn and miss me with that, just show me what to do. No, you have to match up with the right people who have the same insight or the same way of thinking that you do. I'm not going to be like everybody else. I really don't know how they are, but I've set a standard for me. So if you're coming into the industry to help with the learning curve, you got to get in with the right person, with the right mindset, a mindset that matches your mindset for what you're trying to do and why you're doing it. And so then next, personal growth. Sales is definitely a new skill, except for I remember when I was teaching or dealing with children, I was able to, really help them kids out with their parents because they'd be in big trouble. But I was able to, put a little sweet words on top of it and a little this and a little that and send them home, and maybe, they fared pretty well. And so that was a certain sales skill, you know what I'm saying? But this is a totally different one. The new sales, that you use these words, you don't use those words, you do this, you call it this time. Crazy. Yeah. The next thing was comfort zone. Oh my, I'm an introvert. I don't talk to people, but I had to get out of my comfort zone. Tony, I know you will appreciate this. Yes. I overthink, then I think, and then I think some more. And then when I think it might be time, I'll think again. Not when you're a life agent and you have to make that phone call, you have to go to that event, you have to do the things that promotes and pushes your why. So I had to get out of my way. There's times that I had to just say, just do it. Just do it. Just do it, Rhonda, you know. And so I had to get out of my comfort zone, and I had to move in directions. And oh my gosh, just like now, the technology, I have to get the technology to move and groove and do what it needs to do. So I'm excited about the journey because so much personal growth, Big step, next one, expectations. We talked about this a little bit in Bridging the Gap. Expectations. Well, the only expectation I can rightfully have is the expectation of what I can do and what I will fulfill. To have expectations of others is not going to help on this journey. Yeah. What you have to do is say, if anybody joins me, I'm happy, glad. If nobody joins me, I'm going all the way by myself. So that personal growth along the way. The journey began. It hasn't been easy. It has been rewarding. I'm not mad about it, and I'm continuing the journey.
Yes. And before you go on, let me ask you a question, because I mean, you touched up, you spoke on it, and you kept going. But as you speak and talk about the journey and the learning curve and the personal growth, and then I know the conversations that we have offline, what would you say has to be, or I don't know if I have to be, but the mindset that you have to, because you will say all the time, I wasn't this person 10 years ago, or the way you think and the way you operate now is a lot different than 5-10 years ago. And a lot of people, and that's why I was so, when it was just so refreshing when I met you, but just as I got to know you and as we talk, and that's why I called you that day, and I said, hey, let's do this Bridging the Gap show, because we need to bring these generations together. And I said that because you're a strong woman, and you believe what you believe in, and you stand on what you stand on, right? And I'm the same way, but at the same time, you're open to hearing things, you're open to seeing it a different way, and you're open to trying to figure this thing out. And that's a skill within itself. So I just want to ask you a question about the mindset. What do you think you have, like, you have to unlearn or relearn, or did you just have to reconfigure the way you was thinking, or what helped you with the learning curve, the journey, and the personal growth, at the same time change your mindset about this is the way I got to think and operate doing all this? Because you cannot conquer anything you just said without changing the way that we've been programmed.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And I would say it's your why. Your why is going to be what allows you to make the changes that you have to make. Yeah. So I could easily say, I don't want to make that change. Just forget it. Never mind. Or I can say, this is important. This is why. So I had to go back and say, Rhonda, why did you? I don't know if you see my little shirt. I do it for my people. You say, who are my people? Who want to be my people? But people who are suffering, people who don't have the opportunity, people who haven't heard, people who don't know. That's who I do it for. And so that's my push through. That's the reason why I can't be one side. I can't look at somebody, get mad, and throw them away. No, I can't throw you away, because I know that there's value in you, just like there's value in me. And you're not, but I've learned this, through time. You're not going to make me miss what it is that I'm supposed to learn from you, And so just the struggles that are here, I know what is building in me. I know how it's changing me. I had to read different books, and I'm constantly and it's mindset books. It's different. It's a whole total different. It's a whole nother vibe, and it will humble you, because you run up on it and you don't know what to do, and you're like, well, wait a minute, I always know what to do. Well, you better go figure it out, because it's not working this time. You got to go another way. And when I say that just simply means that a lot of people that I've talked to, a lot of people that have expressed that, hey, this is what I want. I really need that information. They're excited one minute, and then the next minute they're gone. And so it's like, well, wait a minute, what happened? And so I know that I have to develop into the best of who I am if I want to accomplish this mission. I have to know how to get people to want what I have. So I have to have something for them to want. And that's not an insurance product. That's a liberated mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Without a liberated mind, you're not doing any of this.
Yeah, for sure.
No, not at all.
Okay. All right. You go to the next slide.
Okay. Woo, let's see. Yay! Whoa, right here. Understanding the culture. Understanding the culture. And so for these quotes, a lot of them, probably all of them came from me. So understanding the culture, we have a mindset, we have a way of thinking, we have words that we use. So I'm sure I've said, well, I'll always be in debt. So I swipe that credit card some more, right? But that's not exactly what we want in our culture. We don't want to be in debt unless we know how to use the debt for our benefit. Okay. And then debt is just a part of life. This is what we do. This is how we live. And part of that is true. It costs, not many people can pay cash for their lifestyle, right? So if debt is going to be a way of life, if we can't pay cash for it and we have to use debt, is there a way to use debt to our benefit? And I tell you that there is. So when we connect the culture with debt as a part of life, well, I want debt and growing your money to be a part of your life. And I have resources that allow us to do that. And then we want to pay the least amount. You know, we want to, and if you go cheap, you get what you get, right? Get what you get and don't throw a fit. So paying the least amount. Okay, I got this big debt and I'm going to put $10 on it. And I'm going to put $10 on it. Well, what's going to happen when you put $10 on it and the debt stays the same? And it's time for you to catch your wings, as I call them. And it's time for you to catch your wings. What we don't maybe know and understand is that debt, somebody's standing there waiting to collect the money you thought you were keeping to yourself. And they're going to take it from the people that you love most because you didn't take care of it early. So you don't have to pay the least. Get out of that mindset. I can pay stuff off. I can pay this at the end of every month. Check the mindset. And then next, I had this one right here. You can't get pee from a tree. But that's the person that's gonna spend it all. I'm you should come for it. You can't get it. I ain't got it. But I'm gonna tell you this: whatever you think you got and you were spending on, it better not be something the IRS can take, because tax man gonna get his. Okay. And so you can get pee from a tree. They garnish wages and do things like that. But that's just, one of the things that we say and some of the things that we do that kind of regulate how we move with our money or with our finances. And then this is a big one. Someone else will take care of me. When I retired and I knew I would be on a fixed income, right? I also knew that I have a husband and I have children. And I said, well, with my little bit of money, I don't eat much. And I'll just go sit over in the corner and just live at somebody's house. Or they'll take care of me if, my little bit of money wouldn't go where I needed it to go. Well, that was not the right mindset. But that sometimes that's what, we consider. Because I'll say it. I think on a show not too recently, we're going to have somebody taking care of us. And if we have people taking care of us, we need to know that there is a way for us to prepare now, for us to be taken care of, but not to take advantage of the people that we love who will come in and take care of us. And then I'm never growing old. But that's what I thought. And I'm still not getting that old right now. And I thought my dad would never grow old, but you know what? Yeah. Somehow it tends to happen. And so if you're thinking I'm never growing old, you think you're going to be in good health all the time. Healthcare, elderly care, healthcare is a very big expense, and it's an expense that can take families down. Not just we have to think as the collective. If I'm not prepared, and all of my savings is usurped, and then other people have to pull in their savings to take care of me, then that's not what we want. Next, this is something I'm just trying to understand the culture. Suffering in silence. That means I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to tell you that I wasn't able to pay the light bill, that my mortgage is behind. I'm not going to tell anybody I got to suffer in silence. And if you suffer in silence, then there's not going to be any help. Don't suffer in silence. Act right away. Speak up so that somebody can share with you. Hey, here are some of your options. This is what you can do. And then this one right here. I'll sit this one too. Just bury me in the backyard. What is this? You talked about mindset. So there's two mindsets. You have a scarcity mindset and you have an abundance mindset. Unfortunately, many of us, hopefully not all of us, but many of us have a scarcity mindset. So we're thinking about the big, elaborate homegoing celebrations with the fanciest caskets and the doves going off in the sky, just everything, right? And we're like, we can't afford that. We can't do that. And so to avoid preparing for that time, taking some funds now to be prepared for that time, we'll say, bury me in the backyard. I don't care, just bury me in the backyard. But in reality, if we haven't prepared, that's a burden that we leave for our families. And I would say an unfair burden if we know better and can do better. And that's what we want. We want to educate ourselves to where we are knowing better and doing better.
Yeah, and everything you listed on here, it goes back to mindset. It's kind of like we get so we be feeling hopeless in our situations that we really can't change it. So with the next best thing, if you feel like you can't change your situation, you start adapting to, well, it's all right, or you start the lowest standards becomes the norm, so you just get used to it. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes, and it's like, no, we deserve better. We should have more. We can obtain more, but we have to get out our own way. Yeah, is it a system? Is it this? Is it that? It's a lot of things in our way, but most of it, like everything you named up here, that's your own self in your own brain. That's nobody telling you that. There's nobody forcing that down your throat. That's just you being in a bad situation and you just feeling defeated. You feeling deflated. So you're really capturing yourself from even growing. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to think in, like you say, a scarcity mindset, and not really scarcity that you don't know it's out there, because you don't use phone every day. You know it's rich people. You know it's this. You know it's that, but you just don't feel like it's real in your life. And most of the time, it's not real in your life because you won't change the way you operate and think.
Right. Exactly. And so, that scarcity mindset and that ownership. Remember, I looked in the mirror and I said, wrong. What you gonna do? Yeah. I had some choices. I could have continued and traveled the way I was traveling. I want to believe my children. Nobody would let me starve. They give me a little space, but that was so unfair. But my mindset, that scarcity mindset, it is really serious. So I, growing up, or when my children were growing up, they didn't get the expensive shoes. Now they got nice shoes, but they didn't get the ones that just came out and cost a lot of money, because to me, that's just why. I don't get it. I really don't get why people would put all that money over there. This was put into my children's mind as well. They saw me pinching the pennies. They saw me doing that. And I'm thinking I'm doing a good thing. And the good thing produced something different. Yeah. When one of my children finished school, we went and he wanted to become a mechanic. And I took him up to the junior college to get him into the program. But in his mind, because the way he saw me operate, he thought I could not afford to send him to the college. Now, in my mind, I'm obligated. That's what I do. That's my role. Maybe that's why I pinched all the pennies, trying to make sure that. But I knew it was my responsibility. I knew, to set my children on the right path with what they need, so they can go and be successful and do what they needed to do. But he didn't tell me that day at that time, because sometimes the words aren't there, but they're here now. Be careful of the scarcity mindset. There is enough for everyone. There is enough for everyone. What we have to do to get there, you have to have that knowledge. You have to have that understanding. I didn't know. I'm sure I made enough money to put some money back in the right place at the right place, the right time, if I had the information. And so I would say, based on what you said, we need some community heroes.
Yeah.
And this is an avenue that we can use to make money and to help people in the times that they need help most. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a program there. If you're living paycheck to paycheck and barely able to pay those bills, there's a program for that.
Yeah.
And you don't pay anything until the people help you. But if you don't know that, then you just continue in the path that you're on. So what I always say is reach out, ask, talk to somebody. That suffering in silence is not going to get us where we need to go.
Yeah.
Understand how your actions impact other people. Understand how your thinking may be unfair to other people. There's no way I should have ever even had that thought. But what if I just pretended like, because in my mind, so this is part of the battle, right? It's like, well, you ain't get it right. Why we gonna follow you? Well, you probably should follow me because I was honest enough to tell you I didn't get it right. Yeah. You could follow me because one thing, you know, I'm a nerd. I love learning, and I'm gonna give you all the game, not a piece of the game. And it's not about me. It's about you. So finding the right people to communicate with and to share whatever it is that's going on and get the solutions. There are solutions. There's enough out there for everybody. Let's figure out how to get it. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to get it working together much more than we talk about culture. The organization that I came into, that I got my life license with, they operate by culture, okay? And there was an absence. So I got even more strong in my conviction. There was an absence of the American-born descendants of slaves, of the indigenous. You know how we have to do with, I don't know why it's that way, but we have to embrace that too. We don't have 5, 6, 7, 11,000 name changes. But I know who I am.
I wouldn't say, well, we've been named a lot of times. But the power is in naming it yourself, but we don't even know that. See, that's
that right there, right?
We didn't even know that. So like what I call myself now is because it's not on paper nowhere. It's a group of us that named ourselves, and that's power. And that's what we don't understand as a community. It's power in naming yourself. When you give your child a name or whatever, that's you have power to name your child. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we don't understand that part of culture. And that's another episode we're going to talk about that later too. But the culture, because it's all mixed up, and it's sometimes we feel like it's confusing. It's really not confusing. It's just confusing because if you hear somebody calling themselves something over there, but you like, well, these folks ain't never called us that on paper. We don't care what's on paper. This is what we call ourselves. And if you look at any group of people, any bodies of people, they were named, but they was usually named by their oppressors. So when you see a group of Black people that named themselves without the oppressor, you start looking at them like that's a fake name because they didn't name y'all that, so that's a fake name. Well, that's how you feel. That's cool. This is what we call ourselves, and this is what we stand on. But that's a whole nother story.
A whole nother story. Yeah. But the really important part to it is that whether we call ourselves something or we are identified. Yeah. We are easily identified by every other culture because they have culture and we don't understand what and why our culture is. But we know who we are. Yeah, and we work together.
We are the culture. We got the strongest culture. We just confused about that we got the strongest culture. I mean, that's easily can be proven, shown. But like I say, we've been in the loss of ourselves. So it's like you go to the circus, right? And the elephant is the strongest animal in the circus in the room, right? Yeah. But he's been trained from birth that string is stronger than him. So he moved. And every now and then, one realize that they're the strongest person, and then that's when you will see a animal go crazy at the circus or something. But that happens every blue moon when the animal realizes, like, hold on, man, this is a lie. I'm stronger than y'all. It's crazy.
Exactly. So with that being said, in order to get to the level where we need to get to as a group, we need to work together. Okay, I've learned that in this industry, you go solo, it's low.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go solo. I'm trying to share and spread this.
Yeah.
And other than a conversation with me about that, you really wouldn't understand, because I'm watching other cultures. It was an example of number one, they do a lot of recognizing the success that people have. And so it was a little video, and everybody was saying where they were from or who they are. I'm here. It was even somebody from Croatia, right? And I'm like, Croatia? Y'all over there having a war? Okay. So it was everybody, but guess who was absent? There was not a Black, Negro, African American, on and on and on, was not a part of the group. And so if it's going to be, it's going to have to be us, and we have to build it. And what I keep hearing in my mind is it has to be a group of superheroes, because this is what we are challenged with, exactly what you said, our history of having a string around our leg and not understanding the power that we truly possess when we recognize who we are and the power that we do have. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I love
Mindset.
I love all those sayings. I always tell people, because one of the sayings that we used to say, that money don't grow on trees. We all heard that growing up, right?
Right.
I've been studying wealthy people for years now, and I realized about 2 or 3 years that money do grow on trees. They just don't grow on the trees that's in our neighborhoods. because there's trillions of dollars floating around this world, and it's some people we don't understand it in where we from, but it's people in this world that don't know what to do. They got so much money, they trying to hide it from the IRS. They don't know where to put it. So it is a certain thing. It's a real thing of, I have so much money, I don't know what to do with it. We don't understand that from where we from, but that is a real problem. So I always tell people, we always say money don't grow on trees. It do, just not in our neighborhoods. But we can change that with liberation now. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue. Let me give you the flow.
Let's get
I'm listening.
All right, let's go. Let's go. So, financial liberation now. When do we want it? Now. When do we want it? Now. When do we want it? We can take this to the street. So number one, if you're gonna have liberation now, you got to educate yourself. There's a lot of free resources out there. I have resources. I am a resource. Tony is a resource. No more suffering in silence. So you have to discover the financial literacy resources that are out there free. Take advantage of them. And the reason why I say that is because, unfortunately, we're used to having somebody tell us what to do. And we're used to trusting people. And you can trust people, but who better to trust than yourself when you have researched? And that means, whether you find it in a book, you talk to professionals, you talk to people who've been there more than one, the counsel of many is going to be always better than the counsel of one. Do your due diligence, educate yourself, know what you're doing and why you're doing it. Okay. So when I said I was wrong, I had the wrong insurance, right? So I was 30 years old and I was buying a 30-year term policy. Well, my thinking was wrong. I thought 30 years, 60, I thought I'll be almost out of here. I'm not almost out of here. And I only got 10 years left and I plan on living to 100. Yeah. So I didn't understand. I could have done my due diligence and said, hey, no, that term policy is going to term out. But let me tell you something else I thought in my mind. I thought that, I have me 150 grand in the bank easily by then. That tells you that I didn't understand how money works. I didn't understand how to save. It tells you I didn't understand how debt operates and how it steals from you. Get educated, okay? That's number one. Number two, change the game with multiple streams of income. So with financial liberation now, and what I have, not just limited to what I have, but these are the opportunities that I have to make money. So unleash a downpour of product streams of income. So with just one company, one of the companies that I have the opportunity to sell life insurance. I can sell fixed index annuities. I can sell credit resolution, tax relief, home security, If somebody needs that and I have access to it, they get savings and I get to add some extra income. Do I have to do a lot of work? No. But what I do have to do is have it available. If I don't have the if I'm not in a position to help, I can't help. So we got to change the game. We have to have multiple streams of income and how you do it. I kind of hesitated a little bit. It's a different program. So in doing my due diligence, there's a different program that does debt elimination. There's one that does debt resolution. So it's different. There's you can do quotes, insurance quotes, pet insurance, and all of that. And if you refer somebody, you're going to get paid. And we might think, I don't know what we think, but I would say what I want people to put in their minds is, let me be prepared. Let me have that in my toolbox. It's kind of, there's not going to be any liberation at your job. They're not rushing to pay you more. They are not. Okay. As a matter of fact, they'll be trying to find a way to cut you short some kind of way so that they can make more profit. Okay. So you have to take ownership in that, change the game, multiple streams of income, find what you can do that you don't have to give up your entire life, but you have access to. And this with financial, a lot of financial opportunities are just like that. And then third, secure our future fortunes. How do we do that? If you're young, you don't have much money, you can get a good sized term policy. Don't think like me that the term policy is going to last you the rest of your life and you're going to save up all this money. What you do is you have that term policy that costs very little, and don't be fooled thinking that life insurance is too expensive. Some people think, well, I don't want a bill. Well, you don't have to have a bill. Pay your little $200-300 a year. Pay it one time each year. Okay, we don't have any problem with coming up with money for the things that just go wherever, you know. And I know my granddaughter is having she's turning 16 on Saturday. And so it's going to be some money. It's going to be some money put out in the streets, okay? I'm just telling you. And I'll do what I can to hold on to a little bit, but it's what we do. It's a part of our culture, for whatever reason. Other cultures, you happy birthday. And then they put the little cash in the bank. They put the cash in an insurance policy. They do something else with it other than it's gone on things. Or they budget and they say, we're going to put this much over there. But anyway, I wanted people to understand that term policy has its place. The term policy is in place while you get yourself together and get a little more income to where you can move over into a whole life policy. If you move into a whole life policy, now you're paying one amount, you're guaranteed to make money on your money. And as long as you make those payments, your family going to get paid when you leave here. They're going to miss you, but they're not going to miss the money that you were going to make should you have been here. So that's the part to liberation. There's no liberation in leaving debt at death. Okay. And not leaving when there's a mechanism in place. And so then you would move into that. Remember, I kind of mentioned about being debt free and accumulating cash. So I wasn't able to accumulate my $150,000. There were people who understood life insurance because life insurance has been in place for a very long time. Certain people knew about it. They shared it with some people. I don't have that personality. Just like I was in education, I'm about everybody getting what everybody needs, okay? And so not withholding any information from anybody. I can hang out with anybody and share what I need if it's going to help them out. So with a whole life policy, you're able to pay off debts like student loans, car payments, mortgage, credit cards. And while you're paying that out, it's like a savings plan at the same time, and your money is growing. And now you have a big pocket of money that I thought I was going to have. Y'all have it. I was wrong. But that's okay because I'm making it right. I've turned around. I've changed what I was doing, and I'm doing something different. And so with that policy, yeah, you're paying off your debt and you're building a big old cash bucket. And when you get that cash bucket, now you can do those things that you see other people do. You see this great investment opportunity. You say, I'm going to buy that house and I'm going to flip that house. You buy it and flip it with your money, not with the bank's money. You're not begging anybody. Yeah. You have put that money in place. What? And how did it though? Yeah. You did it because you got the information and you have access to it. And it's something you said, hey, I see how that works and I'm going to take advantage of it. But if you never educate yourself, if you suffer in silence or you don't at least get the information, you never have that opportunity. And then next you have the index universal life. Index universal life is a long-term gain. Or if you come into some big money and you take and you fund an index universal life policy, and that's like max funding it, you take that money and you sit it there and you let it grow over 10 to 20 years, you're talking about, so this is that rule of 72. If it is growing at 8% interest, it's going to double every 9 years. It's going to double. So you don't touch it. You don't have to do anything. That's that extra stream of income. Sometimes we come into money and we don't know what to do with it, and then it's just gone. Yeah. Well, I'm telling y'all, look, that's not how it has to be. I remember when my son sold his first, he was purchasing a duplex, and he sold that duplex, and he wanted to know from me and the people that I know, and I asked people that I knew, hey, he's going to get this lump sum of money from selling the house, and, what should he do with it? Where should he put it? I got the hush mouth. That's what I got. Nobody told me. Y'all, I don't have no hush mouth. I'm going to tell you everything I know. Yeah. And if I don't know it, I'm going to be curious enough to go find out. We're going to find out together. But that's where we have to be with it, to educate ourselves, to know what's out there, and to get the information, make the decision. So, yeah, we got solutions. Yeah. We got solutions. I'm coming back to you. Let me see. Woo, over here. I love it. All right, Tony. Yeah, we got solutions, and we can't liberation now. Now. A little bit. Do something. Take some action. That's all I'm saying. Educate yourself, even if you start there, because I believe if you start there, you'll move. But until that mindset, until you know, till you see it. Right now, it just sounds like Rhonda talking. Yeah. Until you take what I said, and that's the way it was in school. It was very important. It was one thing if I'm teaching the kids something, right, and they see it here, then I say it. And then they go home and their parents say the same thing. So that's the way it is. I got this, and I need to know how to do this. And I know, I'm going paycheck to paycheck, or I got this extra money. Where should I put it? How should I use it? You might want to do something different, but you want to know what all your options are. Okay. So, and then move accordingly like that. We got solutions, and we can be liberated. And it's, I don't know, it's, just very empowering for me to know that I can put myself in a better situation. That should some of the circumstances I've gone through in the past where somebody needed a lawyer and their family didn't have the money. If I had the money, they'd have got a lawyer. Because it's just money. I need it, but not having it has hurt too. It hurts too much. Not having it. That's not where we want to be. We want to have resources. Want to have resources to do the things that need to be done. The things that are needful.
Yeah, we have to have the cash. So I tell people we can't fight for liberation. We can't fight for our people broke, and that's why I tell people, like, you don't want to be greedy and but to say we do all this great stuff for free that's a joke too, and that's why a lot of our movements die out, because our culture has told them, if you want to do something for your people, why are you not doing it for free? Why are you charging for this? Why are you doing this? Why? Because if I want to continue now, I can do it for free for maybe a month or two. Yeah. But if I want to be self-sustained, if I want to be able to do this for years and really have the impact, it takes money. everybody else know that but us. And we know that we only use that against us because we give everybody else our money while they're doing their liberation. We help and liberate everybody else by giving them all our money. But when a black person say, well, I want to liberate our own people, but I'm gonna need some money. Oh, you a scam. Are you trying to get me? Are you trying to you just liberated every other race in America, about what you buy every day, buy your liquor, buy your cigars, everything you buy liberates everybody. But when we come and say, well, this is the way to liberate us, oh, that's a scam. Why you ain't just doing it for free? You know what I'm saying? What's up?
Right,
Right.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it definitely take money. And that's one thing that I always tell people, we're not gonna shy away from. Like, I do a lot of stuff for free. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't charge the youth for basically nothing, right?
Right.
But I still, when I do charge stuff, I charge. And then and if you can't buy it, don't just go. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to negotiate about why I'm charging. I'm charging because I'm trying to be here for a long time, and it takes money to really do all the things that we want to do.
Right.
We got to get away from that because a lot of my heroes died broke because our culture told them, oh, you pimping your people for money, or you doing this for money. I still hear it to this day. Yeah. A lot of my mentors are getting told, well, why are you doing this for this price? Do it for free if you really love your people. No, I really love my people. That's why it's so cheap, but I got to charge something. You know
right. Like, no, you're exactly right.
That's another thing about the mindset, and another thing with confrontation. Confrontation, I think we look at it bad, but I think it's a good thing. Like, for what you're doing, everything you present today, you come with a smile and you come with the, the gentle, this and that. Yeah. But sometimes we got this wealth is gangster, right? Sometimes we got to get gangster with it, right? You know what I'm saying? We got to get gangster with this liberation. This liberation ain't always gonna be peaches and cream and a picnic. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we gonna have to get down and dirty and might have to get bloody our knuckles or something just to liberate our people. You know what I'm saying? So
that's it.
Yeah, so that's a part of it, But I'm loving everything I'm seeing and hearing, and I'm 1,000% behind it all.
Yeah, that is exactly what you're saying. So you kind of understand. I keep still, I'm staying with the hero thing. I'm only a community. I have to be a community hero.
Yeah.
Because our community needs a hero. When I'm saying that, somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh, that sounds boastful, or that sounds whatever, But no, I mean, I got to be really about this life, putting the work in, doing what I got to do. And if not me, then who? And so, yeah, that's what that is. I think I have, let's see over here.
K Jizzle, man, salute for tapping in with us. You didn't look at it like that. Yeah, we got to relook at everything the way we looked at it, because a lot of things that we looked at, we all looked at it the wrong way.
Okay. That's just what it is, right?
Yeah, just what it is.
All right, that's just what it is. So here we go. That's what we're going to take home with. Mission over mindset. That mindset that we have, our mission is going to overcome that. Really, when we think about our future, when we think, and let's begin to think, because that's another thing, Tony, that we've thought. And I know, I have my son, and I've had other people, I've heard them say they're only thinking, and maybe that was part of my 60, thinking 60 is my limit. But we have people who think they're not going to make 30, they're not going to make 20, they're not going to make 18. And so we don't think we're going to live that long, then we're definitely not thinking about 10, 20, 30, 70 years down the road. And I think that's what, you're able to do. That's the reason why we have Wealth is Gangster, House of Resources, CEO Youth League, because you're looking way down the road, and we got to look way down the road. We got to change our mindset into thinking that we don't have and we ain't never going to have. And we got to know the mission over the mindset. Think about where you want to see your children, where you want to see your nieces, your nephews, where do you want to see them 10, 20, 30, and how can you make a difference right now for what will happen then? And then we have to have dedication, stick with it, don't quit, and grit. And that's what grit is. It's going to get rough.
Yeah.
But we're not giving up. We dedicated. And so grit, it says, if I start this, I'm going to finish it. Okay. And so the power is in our words and in our deeds. We must say, I will learn, I will take action, I will achieve my liberation now.
That's something like that's one of those phrases like you say before a class, you say before when
Oh,
you
yeah.
wake up, like something you just look in the mirror and you say it to yourself every day.
Yes,
Yeah,
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 those affirmations. I will
yeah,
achieve my
yeah.
liberation now. We need everybody saying that. We have to move. We got to move. Mission over the mindset. We got what's the mission? We're thinking about ourselves and our future. We're no longer neglecting or thinking down on ourselves, but looking at all of the possibilities. We have an abundance mindset. It's enough for me and it's enough for Tony. I'm not mad when Tony get paid. I'm glad when Tony get paid because mine is on the way. And so, and the more he get, the more he gonna give, and more of us gonna give. And I just think it's a big party when we all get to the party. We can't no longer leave people behind. There's nobody who doesn't need the information that I share. Okay, I don't know any person that doesn't need the information that I share. And so I will continue to share that information. And so here's Rhonda K, Liberation Now, Financial Solutions. There's my Gmail and got a little website and all of that. And you can find that on Facebook. And thank you for joining me on my journey as a financial liberator in the financial industry. Let's all of us make a positive impact. And we're going to have to do it together. I'm going to tell you, I'm trying. I do invite people to come along. I'm coming back to on this fantastic journey with me. I wanted to have a music on each slide. I think I got one little music down here. I don't know if it'll play or not, but this is not just my work. This is our work. I'm dedicated to the cause and whatever I can do to help. That's my other tagline. I'm here to help. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to do no harm, and I'm not going to withhold anything from you that I know that if you know you have a greater opportunity for success. I want us all to win.
Yeah, because the
So
more of us win, the more we all benefit. I don't know why we don't see it as that way. There's nothing great that can happen to you that I wouldn't feel happening to me at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just should be automatic. And I don't know why we feel any other way when we see one of us. And we had this conversation before when I was like, even if it's somebody I don't rock with, if I need something, you sell it, or you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, even if we don't get along personally, you're not my enemy still. We just don't get along personally. I know the bigger enemy. I know the bigger play of everything. So I can overlook personal things and still come to you for certain situations or certain incidents because I understand the bigger play. Like you said, we got to look at the long game. Of course, we got to live in the now, but we always got to be focused about the big play because the people we going up against, they are already talking about 2040 and 2050. We over here trying, and I came across it a couple of years ago when I was like, we got to have a 100-year plan, and everybody used to look at me crazy. But then I realized if you can't have a 100-year plan, if you're thinking about how I'm gonna eat tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to like and the system knows that as long as we're in that rat race and we're in survival mode, they will never be able to get to even thinking about having a 10-year plan, 20-year plan, 30-year plan. They can't think that far because we keep them wrapped up in day-to-day
living. Other stuff.
And they're trying to survive, So liberation now is something that could help us get out of that day-to-day survival. And we all day-to-day survival no matter what. But we could be day-to-day survival and still plan and operate in a certain way that benefits us in the future, And that's what I have learned. Like, and I heard a guy say this a couple months ago, and I was like, okay, that's the way I've been feeling. I just finally heard somebody else say it. He was like, I could have something that I need done today, a bill or whatever, this and that, right? And I would still go invest into next year before I worry about today. And I thought I was the only person that would do that. I thought I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a bill people that'll tell you, Tony don't pay us until he pay himself 2 times. He ain't worried about us. Like, Tony gonna ask, what's the last hour to get to y'all? Okay, I get what y'all need. And I can have it, but you don't get it at the last hour because everything comes before you. That's just my mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Mindset. BL, where you at, baby? Where you at, BL? Mindset. We
Yeah,
got to keep the plays. We got to keep the plays going.
yeah,
And when you had VL on, when you had Cam on, when the security, this is so beautiful. And I love that you have the heart that you're gonna keep it going. That I don't have to worry about. About a dropout. That's not Tony. Tony is we're gonna ride this, and we're not gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. We're gonna ride it and keep changing the wheels, and they're gonna just keep improving, and it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a fantastic journey. There's a song. So anyway,
I had a lady today. She was like, "What happened to the family? The family nights we was having on the weekend?" And she's like, "I need the consistency. What's up?" And I'm like, "I get you, and I understand that, but I like consistency is." I'm doing the work every day. Where I'm at every day. But consistency don't mean that as you're growing and trying to figure it out that you're not going to change and evolve. And you might start this way, but then you realize, well, I can't do. You know what I'm saying? Like we just put it last Friday. We put a schedule together for the rest of the year. So now we're gonna put that out, and it's gonna be weekends and stuff like stuff that I know I can do. Because I don't want to just say, well, I'm going to do this and then it's all me and I can't do it every Tuesday or every Thursday. I don't want to do that, right? You know what I'm saying? So, because sometimes we look at consistency as a bad thing where they started something and didn't finish. No, they're evolving. They're trying to figure it out. And I think sometimes our own people put, and it be the people that they ain't donating, ain't bringing nothing to the table anyway. They just want to critique and pressure and some of them be asking why you ain't doing no more, hoping you say I closed, we shut down. You know what I'm saying? Like so what I have to say is not that it's not about we're not consistent. I'm consistent on what I do. Ask the people I mentor, ask the kids that call me, one calling me right now. Ask them if I'm consistent, but are we evolving and the things that we plan might change? Yeah, because we're not even a year yet at the House of Resources. You know what I'm saying? Right. So the things that we might plan something to say we're gonna do this on Mondays, and then next month be like, well, we can't do it on Monday. You know what I'm saying? Because we're evolving and we're trying to figure it out. And that's something either the people that we're fighting for got to give us that space to grow and figure it out, or we're gonna have to just demand that space to grow and let them know, like, sit down somewhere. I will be back next month. We're gonna have to just be real with them that we're growing and figuring this out. This ain't about we got it all locked in. So we do something on Thursdays. If we don't do it next Thursday, we're not consistent no more. No, that means something has to be changed. We're realizing that Thursday's not a good day for everybody. Whatever it is, we have to understand that this is an evolving door. And me and Chemo talked about this, and I talk about it all the time. We have to push the pressure back and realize that what I was pressuring myself. Like, I got to school, I need to do this, I need to do this. And I'm like, and I look at people with millions of dollars, be like, man, I've been working on my school for years. I've been working on this for years. This stuff takes time. And I'm like, hold on, if I'm over here with forget a shoestring budget, I ain't got no shoestrings. So if I ain't got no shoestrings and you got money and you still taking your time to get it right, why am I pressuring myself? You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep building, just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and it'll get there.
Yeah. The lady with the rose-colored glasses, that would be me. Yeah. So it should not be this way.
Yeah.
When you get to the money, you got to give back.
Yeah.
When you get to the money, you got to help those that's just starting out. You got to help them to build, unless you're going to build.
Yeah.
If it's your building time, then it's your building time. But if you made it, I mean, it's a role for all of us to play. Yeah. So someone who wants the thing that's not happening at the House of Resource that didn't happen before, okay, how? What do you do to make it happen? Because one person, two people cannot do it all. We have to come together, work together, and we all have to sacrifice. That's what I'm saying. Do what you can do. Do what you can do. If not, we have people who, they not doing it anymore because they couldn't do it all. Yeah. What is your part? What is your part to the journey? So I just look, I know you're going to say yes, but I definitely on October Black History Month, I want to open up the reading room. I want to have 8 hours. I'm bringing in my little package, my best of my books, right?
Yeah.
And I'll have them for different genres or whatever, and they can read silently. We can do some reading out loud. But I would love if you found a space that I can come and we can do, people have access. That's all it is access.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful because if a reader steps in there and you doing what you're doing and they'll see what they see, but when they see those books, guess watch and see what I've seen it before when I've set up my books.
Yeah.
A reader will go, oh, and they grab their book and they just where they want to be, And so I would love to, if I just think you're gonna say yes, and I apologize.
You already all you gotta do is tell me what you gotta tell me what y'all you gotta do is tell me. Ain't no asking me. You tell me this the play, Tony. This the reading
play, Tony. Tony, the play is the reading room. I was trying to find Men's Technology, the logo from when or the advertisement from when I did it before here in Killeen. But yeah, the reading room, we need those spaces. We gotta, the mindset changes with new information.
Yeah.
And so, and me, growing the skill set, whether it's speaking, reading out loud, reading, period. When we see each other reading, then reading is no longer, ooh, I don't read. And so I get violent then, Tony. The smile leaves my face when people smile. I don't read. I'm like, ooh. I'm trying to hold my hand back. Don't you say that to somebody who,
and I hear it all
people
the time.
Lost their lives because they wanted to read.
Yeah,
no, we're not gonna do that. We're not.
I hear it all the time. I don't read, so and that's what we got to do. But today was a great presentation. I definitely want us to make sure that we plug in, we let them know, we keep them updated. We make this a normal thing that we let them know Liberation Now, stay in contact. So we're going to always be pushing that on this platform.
Yes.
And I got some other people. Like I say, I've been trying to learn this technology myself. I know I'm younger and I should know it, but I don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
so we're trying to figure out how to do the in and out, the commercials. Just partnered up with my guys out of New York. They've been doing a land flipping business. Like Michael Lane, they do the house flipping, right? So now we into land flipping. And the reason I'm doing that because I want them to come to the conference next year. But I'm gonna be flipping land, of course, just to make money. But it's gonna be some land that we just buy and hold because land is a part of us building our own nation, right?
There you go.
So we'll be talking about all that, and that's part of Liberation Now. Like, what I'm saying? Like, while we can't see a piece of property for a few $1,000s and we go in on it, or what I'm saying? Now we start building our own little villages or this and that, whatever we do. Yeah. So this it's just a bigger play, and my thing is what I'm working on now. Is we scheduled up for the rest of this year, the holidays and all this stuff coming. So this year is basically over, basically. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do what we're gonna do for the next couple months, but we are already on 2024 about a huge impact from the school, the after school programs, reading, everything that we're gonna be doing. We need to be sitting down at the table now because that's how other coaches get ahead of us because they on 2025 right now. Like they plan 2024 early this year. So right now at the end of this year, they are ready to the next year, and we still trying to figure out how to make it in October. Like we just stay far behind because the planning in the system isn't there. And that's what we're gonna be here to change. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
But as we end, I know you didn't talk all day. As we end, give us some last words about if you want to go backtrack of what you talked about tonight or whatever. This is our tradition. You got to end it off. So you end it off with your words.
Okay. So this is what I want to really bring home is that liberation is first the liberating of your mind. Okay. If you have limiting beliefs, if you have if you don't think there's enough, if you don't think that you're the one, you are the one. You're limiting yourself. You are the one. If you had the idea, it's for you to do. So don't even be confused about it. That was yours. And then if it's yours, strike out after it. Get it done. Because your work is going to liberate so many more people. I am now operating in financial liberation. It is a needed component, but so are all of the others. So let's just join together, band together, handle what we need to handle, and do the things that's going to bring liberation to us as a people, as a collective, as a group. Okay. And number one, you do have to lead the way because you can't take nobody any place you haven't been. You got to put the work in, and that's what I'm doing. That's what Tony's doing. Come join us. Let us know what you're doing. Tap in. Tap in. You're not by yourself. It can feel lonely sometimes. Like I'm the only one. No, you're not. No, you're not. I thought I was. I found Tony. And then I got Mr. Travis. I got some people with me. I got some people black like me.
Oh yeah, you know we pulling up behind you. You already know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one thing we got to do, I didn't see. We're gonna have to add. We're gonna have to add your Cash App or something where people can donate to Liberation Now, because you can't liberate if we're not getting help getting funded. You know what I'm saying? So by next week or something, let's set up some kind of little Cash App or Zelle or something where people can send money.
We can kind of figure that out, but pretty much if people will handle their business, we got that long game. So when you're ready to 20, 30, whatever little dollars, I want it to go to you and your family. I want you to be put away well and your family not. That's what I want. Okay, Liberation Now is about putting things in place. I'm gonna get paid. I want you to get paid. I want you to talk to me and see how you get to make it work. Talk to Tony. That's what it's about. It's just us pulling together and meeting those needs. So I don't think we'll have a Cash App, but I can guarantee you the financial solutions are here, and I want y'all to reach out. You can reach out here and ask questions, because your questions being answered is going to help somebody else get closer to activating what they need to activate so that we can be financially liberated. So.
Well, I appreciate you. Great topic tonight. I'm glad to highlight what you're doing, because you're always showing love and you know spreading yourself to everybody and making sure that you comment and root everybody on and this and that. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I love her, because Miss Brown gonna show love to everybody, right? Regardless, and that's a beautiful thing, especially in our community. And I say that and when I see her sometimes showing love to people I don't even mess with. But I know it's bigger than me. Like I say, I don't do nothing out personal. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't mess with some people personally, but in the bigger scheme of things, we still on the same team. We might, you could be on the offense or defense on the same team. You might not even speak, but y'all still trying to win the same championship. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you're like the coach that, like, I know you don't get along with that player, you don't get along, but I talk to both of y'all, and y'all gonna listen when I talk. I respect y'all. I keep y'all away from each other, but we still on the same team. You know?
Absolutely. Because that's just how we show up. Just show up your best self, and have that. That's just what we do. That's what it is. Move, operate in that spirit of love. And respecting yourself, you set the boundaries that you have to set. And then if anybody can't respect your boundaries, that's for them. That's not about you. Yeah. You know what you need to do to accomplish your mission.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, thank everybody for tapping in. I thank you, Ms. Brown, for coming on and bringing your energy, your love. And then tonight you put your presentation together and you held the floor. Like I said, I was a co-host tonight. You know, I said I was just sitting back, just listening to the gems. But I love the way you broke it down. I love everything you talked about, everything you covered. And I'm with it. Let's go. Let's build on this and keep growing.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
You have a great night. You tell the husband I said hello, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you, Tony.
Thank you, everybody tapping in. KG, I'll get with you soon.
Okay.
All right.